This is Jackie with Inthekeyofchange.com. I'm here with Austin Carlile from Of Mice and Men. We're here at a very chilly and snowy record theater in Towson. Austin, I saw on your Instagram over winter that you did some charity work. Tell me about it.
This Christmas, I opened up my store. I have a clothing line called Aspiration, and I opened up our flagship store in Irvine, California. And I said, about 2 hours before I opened the doors, I said, if anybody is alone for Christmas and doesn't have anybody to spend Christmas Day with, come spend it with me. And the night before, I got a bunch of gifts ready, and I bought a bunch of board games and snacks, and I set everything up. And had Christmas basically with, I want to say, probably about 120, 150 kids, and lots of parents came, and whole families came. You know, they brought like their young daughters and, you know, their little kids, like I'm talking 5, 6-year-olds. And a lot more people showed up than I expected. Too many people to fit into the store, so we had to go outside. We went outside and played like Simon Says and Red Light, Green Light, you know, took pictures and hung out, and it was cool. It was just something I wanted to do. I've spent many a Christmas alone, and it's not a cool feeling. So I wanted to do something so that nobody else had to kind of go through that. And then also on Christmas, I got a bunch of my gifts that I get from fans. All the doubles or triples or quadruples I have. You know, if I get 8 of the same Star Wars bobblehead, I don't need 7 of them. So I would keep one, and then all the rest I gave to an orphanage in Southern California that only had about 72 kids in it. And so 72 kids all got at least 2 or 3 really cool gifts, and people were really appreciative, and I donated a bunch of my wristbands too. And it's just really important for me, especially during like holiday seasons, to give back to these kids that don't have a lot of things, because I've been there before. You know, I've lived in an orphanage for a period of time. I've gone through not having money. I've gone through not having anyone to spend the holidays with. And it's something that I don't want anybody that listens to our music or anybody that I can actually help to have to go through.
So it sounds like you have a lot of reasons to give back.
Yeah.
So are there any other causes or charities that you yourself or the whole band is working with?
At the moment, no. When I opened my store, I worked with Feed Our Children Now, and I opened the store and I had an autograph signing. But I said that the only way you could come and get an autograph is if you bought a whole bag full of canned food. And we raised 2,300 pounds of food that day. That's like over a ton, and gave it all to them to needy families all over Southern California. And Feed Our Children Now is a nonprofit, non-religious orientated, they give to homosexual families and atheist families, and they don't care if you're red, yellow, black, or white. They help kids that are hungry, and that to me is really important. And it was cool that I could be a part of something like that, and I can use my clothing line, and I can use me to kind of make an impact to help so many people, and that to me is super awesome. Yeah.
Definitely. So you mentioned Aspire and Create. Is there a specific meaning behind the name of the clothing line?
It's just kind of like a life plan, like what do you aspire to be and what do you want to create, to kind of spark people's interest in. It's okay to do the right thing, and it's okay to not be a bad person. It's okay to help other people. When I first launched the brand, I had commercials. One of them was a girl playing piano. Another one was a little boy skateboarding and drawing. And then another one was a boy practicing baseball, to kind of get the idea across of working for what you want. And it takes practice. You don't wake up one day and create music. You wake up one day and you try. And then you keep going and you keep going and you keep doing it and you get better. And same with art. The little boy, he's on a skateboard and he's drawing and sketching, and at the end of the night, puts up his final picture, and he has this whole wall full of stuff that he's been working on. And it's something I just kind of wanted to spark into our fans and friends and families' heads of you can do so much more. And the main thing about my line, and all the tags, instead of washing instructions, it has the 5 symbols that you're supposed to have by law. And then it says, but instead of any kind of tumble dry, it says you have many options in life, but never make giving up one of them. And that's something that's really important to me to kind of get across, especially to people who are in middle school, high school, college age groups. Is when I was a sophomore in high school, I felt like the things that I was going through were never going to end. I felt like that was the craziest time of my life. Those 4 years, that was my life. Nothing was going to be after that, and that's not how it is. And that's what I want. Like I said, anybody that pays enough attention to me, what I have to say, that's what a message I want to get across, is that it does get better, and things do get better. You just can't give up.
Especially in high school, I know a lot of kids feel like it's always going to be this bad, and
Oh yeah.
from both of our experiences, we know that it does definitely gets better. So it sounds like, Aspire and Create has a good way to stand apart from all of the other sort of music-owned or musician-driven T-shirt lines. So definitely something to look out for. You've been on tour a lot, and you will continue to be in 2013. How do you cope, and sort of what keeps you going when you're sort of nonstop touring?
I think just the joy of it. I mean, there's not much that I like doing more than playing music every night. I love it. And this to me feels like home. When I'm home, it feels like vacation. When I'm home, it feels like, okay, this 3 days was great. This 4th day is okay. This 5th day, I want to play a show. The 6th day, I want to play a show. And it just kind of snowballs. Because I felt like that was what I was born and bred to do, and that's that brings me more joy, and being able to hear the stories from the kids I get to talk to and be able to share those things with them, and that to me just makes it all the worthwhile. And so touring all the time is just something that's just my life, and that's something that's embodied, that I've taken, and I see as that's my lifestyle, and that's what I do, and that's normal for me, just like it would be normal, most people working 5 days a week. That's normal to them. That's awesome. To me, I work every day, and then we have 2 days off. But I'm a singer, so I have to do 19 freaking emails about this and this and this, and I have to do this, and I have to create a Valentine's Day card for some magazine on my day off. And it's like,
You don't get one.
What?
So you don't really get one.
Yeah, but if you think about it at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I'm touring the world for a living, playing music. So it's like, you can't complain. It's just, it's awesome.
No bitching allowed when that's kind of going
on.
So, speaking of music, when can fans expect new music?
The end of this year. Before Christmas, there'll be a brand new album out. Yeah.
Okay, good Christmas present to us.
Exactly. We're not doing the Vans Warped Tour this year. We're not touring this summer at all. And we're going to be writing and recording our new album. Well, we've already started writing it, but we'll be recording it.
Okay, you're reading my mind. That was my next question. Was
I figured.
Do you put aside time, or do you just sort of when something comes up, you write it down, or you work on it?
We write on the bus. We wrote a little bit while we were home, and then when we go back after, we have a direct support tour with the Day to Remember coming up. 5 days after we get home from Soundwave in Australia.
Again, he's not complaining.
What?
I said again, you're not complaining.
Not complaining. It's going to be very tiring. It's going to be a very crazy transition. But as soon as we get home from that Day to Remember tour, we're going to be writing more. And that's not a headlining tour, so we won't have the signings. We won't have the sound check. We won't have all the stuff we do every day. So I'll have a lot of time to really kind of relax and work and write and do stuff then as well.
I hope you do get that time. Speaking of all the other things you do, I had noticed the last time you guys came around, you were outside talking with fans. I think you brought an acoustic guitar out there at one point. You spent a lot of time connecting with fans. I mean, earlier today you had a signing, you had a VIP event. Why is it so important for you to sort of not only do the things that bands were supposed to do, but sort of spend that time after a show literally like greeting people and talking with them and just sort of hanging out, which I think most musicians don't really make a point to do? Why is that important?
It's something that I've met multiple singers of bands and members of bands that I grew up listening to, and they suck. Like, I have not a good thing to say about them. There's a certain guy, I won't obviously say who, on the Vans Warped Tour this summer. I met him and said, "Hi, I'm so-and-so. Used to be a big fan of your band." Like, really, "Oh, cool, man." Next night, "Hey, man, how are you?" "Austin again." "Who?" "Oh, yeah, we met 2 nights ago." Third time, doesn't remember me. Fourth time, doesn't remember me. Fifth time, doesn't remember me. Sixth time was the second to last night of Warped Tour. Runs into me, bumps into me. I say, hey. It's like, I'm Austin. He goes, have we met? Who? And I literally look at him and I said, I don't remember what I said. I think I said something like, you're useless, you're worthless, you're something else. I don't remember what I said. And I just look at him and I just do this in his face and I walk away. And it's like, you were a guy that got me into this music, and you're not, and I get it. I don't remember people. I don't remember faces all the time. I definitely don't remember names all the time. But you meet me 6 times in 3 weeks, and I have a face that's not, nobody really looks like me. I have a demeanor that's kind of, I'm my own person. I don't kind of look like, oh, you look like so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. It's like, no, I look like me. I don't blend, you know what I mean? And
don't blend.
And that's something I want to do with our fans and our people that listen to our music, is I want them to see that, like, I do remember, and I do see these things, and I do, find it personable, and I want people that listen to Mice and Men, people that come to the shows, that feel like they're a part of a family, to feel like they're a part of something bigger than just themselves or just watching a band. Because it's more than just the music. It's more than just music. It's an experience, and it's something that can change your life. And the stories I get to hear and the kids I get to help, to me, that's what makes it worth it. And on this tour, I don't go out very much anymore. I tried to go out the other night, and they broke the barricades down by the bus, and I was like, I had to run. You know what I mean? Because it's like the band's getting to a point. But that's why we have the Tilly's VIP meet and greets. We go to the mall, and we do, for 2 hours, we sit and meet people. Boom, 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 boom. And then go back to the venue, have sound check, then we have VIP. And we do, I think it's like 35 to 50 of those a night. And it's like, that's where I get to do that as well. But it's always something that I always keep close and I always want to do, because we wouldn't be able to do what we do for a living if it wasn't for them. And I think musicians fail to remember that when they complain about things, is the only reason we're sitting on a bus and I'm warm and there's snow outside and there's a sold out show and we're in Maryland is because of those, 1,200 kids. Every single one of them. That's it. And yeah, it took our hard work and the music and this and that and this and that, but it's because of them, the people that support us, and they're more important to me than the other stuff that goes on.
So look for more from Of Mice and Men in 2013. You'll find them pretty much everywhere. This is Jackie with Inthekeyofchange.com.